The schedule for the Detroit Lions was released. It's not the exact schedule I wanted, but it's the schedule we got, so I can't wait to see what happens this season. In the upper right-hand corner is what I wanted the schedule to be, and on the bottom is the schedule how it is. And on the bottom, if the opponent's logo is faded a little bit, then that means that is a road game. And if the logo is normal looking, that means it is a home game. From the looks of it, the Lions' first half of the schedule looks a bit easier than the second half of the schedule. But I wanted the schedule to be a bit more top heavy at the beginning. But like I said, it is what it is. We are opening with a divisional matchup against the Chicago Bears though, and this game will tell us a lot, believe it or not. It was discussed on the round table, but if we lose to the Bears, it's just as bad as how we tied to the Cardinals and how we got destroyed by the Jets a couple years ago. So far, Matt Patricia has lost on opening day and he is tied on opening day. This is a good time to finally get a win on opening day for Matt Patricia. Then we got the Packers the week right after. Man, oh man, this could be very exciting. We lost to the Packers on last-second field goals both times a season ago. So hopefully we can change our fortunes and maybe start winning on a couple last-second field goals. And hopefully starting with this game. We just got to get revenge. We got to win this game by 10 points minimum in all likelihood just to take the refs out of the game. Because it's just the reality. We got screwed over on the Phantom face mask and we got screwed over with the Phantom hands to the face penalties. So yeah, like I said, we are going to have to win this game by a minimum of 2 possessions just to have a chance if we got to be real about this. It's not fair at all, but it's just the reality. Like, Matt Patricia needs to have one of the best game plans he's ever put together just so we can take the refs out of the game, because there's pretty much nothing we can do about it. And hopefully Patricia is able to put in that plan to take the refs away. Week 3 is our chance to make up for the tragedy that was a season ago against the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be an interesting matchup with Kyler Murray having a second year under his belt. Week 4 is actually exactly where I had the Saints as my dream scenario. The Saints have Drew Brees, and we all know that Drew Brees is amazing. We've had some good matchups with Brees, not all the time, but we've had okay success against Drew Brees. Granted, the Saints are probably a better team this time around than they were in some of the other times, but should be a fun match. Then after the Saints, we got our bye week, and then after the bye week, we got the Jaguars. This isn't the exact spot I had the Jaguars. I had the Jaguars before the bye week because I wanted to get a good chance to get a win heading into the bye week. But at the same time, this could be a good chance to get things back in the groove coming out of the bye week. That's not the worst spot for the Jaguars. And the Atlanta Falcons, who are my sleeper team, honestly, because I think Matt Ryan has become a little bit underrated lately. I think a lot of people have forgotten how good of a quarterback Matt Ryan is. And it will be Matt Stafford's first trip to Atlanta. Matt Stafford played the Falcons on the road when he was in London, so it wasn't actually a road game. It was more like a neutral site. But Stafford's first trip to Atlanta should be a fun time. Then we got Phillip Rivers coming into town the following week. I just don't know what to make of Phillip Rivers at this point in his career. But the Colts do got the O-line, of course. And they got Marlon Mack. So honestly, that'll be a fun matchup. Rivers and Stafford have had some interesting duels in the 3 times they've played each other, so should be a fun matchup. Then for the 8th game of the season, the Lions will be going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. That'll be a tough one because divisional games are always tough, and they're especially tough on the road. But if we lose that game, we got the Redskins the following week. Yeah, the Lions historically haven't done great against the Redskins, but Stafford has historically done great against the Redskins. Not that it matters that much, because every season is a new season, and every Redskins team is a different Redskins team, but it's definitely worth noting that Stafford has had success in his career versus Washington. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see how much Dwayne Haskins has developed by this point in the season. Then the following week, we go to Carolina. It's pretty much a toss-up game for me, honestly. And the Texans, this is exactly where I wanted to play the Texans, honestly, on Thanksgiving. I like the AFC versus NFC matchups on Thanksgiving. And in particular, I always like the Lions to play an AFC opponent on Thanksgiving. So this will be a fun quarterback duel when the Texans and Lions clash at Ford Field. Then the following week, we got the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. Yeah, it's going to be cold, but you know what? The Lions have won cold games before, so it's not totally hopeless, and it's not the worst thing that could have happened. The last quarter of the season is real brutal looking. A 13-win team, the team that went to the AFC Championship game, Tom Brady, and a team that made the playoffs a season ago. Granted, the Vikings lost a lot of players, but the last quarter of the season is definitely brutal. But we got the Packers at home. I'm not totally hopeless about that game. I'll know a little more how I feel about our chances after I see the Lions play the Packers the first time. Then the Titans, I could be in the minority, but I'm not 100% sold on the Titans. Yeah, I know they made it to the AFC Championship game, but I'm not all the way sold on the Titans. Obviously, I'll know a little more about that matchup when it's time to play them, but for now, I personally don't think that game is going to be as hard as it might be made out to be. I know they have Derrick Henry, and I know they made it to the AFC Championship game, and I know Tannehill is a good quarterback, even when he was with the Dolphins, he was a good quarterback. He just didn't always have enough of a team. But we'll see what happens. I'm just not all the way sold on the Titans. And then the Buccaneers, Tom Brady is Tom Brady, and Tom Brady is the GOAT. That's going to be a tough matchup. And then we close out the season against the Vikings. So in the first half, it looks easier, and then in the second half, it just becomes kind of hell for the Lions. But can Matt Patricia finally do what we need to do and beat some of these more higher quality opponents? Something we could never do under Caldwell. He's shown more ability to hang with higher quality opponents than Caldwell ever did, but I don't know. Hopefully Patricia can get a good enough game plan to be able to steal one of these games that we're going to be underdogs in, like the Buccaneers or the Saints or the Packers or even the Texans. I'm not going to make any predictions in this video. I gave my general overview on what I think should or shouldn't happen at times, but no predictions in this video. We'll just let the season play out and let the chips fall where they may. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like the way the schedule was laid out for the Lions, or do you hate it? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.